Hi everyone. I had a bit of an epiphany the other day and I thought, what if Earth is actually a hell planet? Right, my name's Anthony. I'm a historical researcher and author, and most of you out there know me. But today I'm doing this video to support this book, How to Be a Modern Samurai. If you want to basically learn how to reconnect and re-put your mind in position to approach the world today, have a go with this one. It does support me, does help. But here we go, let's have a look. Why do I think the world is a hell planet? Now, I investigate, let's say, the samurai and ancient culture, ancient Japanese cultures. And of course, this leads on to understanding Japanese religion, which leads to understanding Chinese religion, which leads to understanding sort of Buddhism and then Middle Eastern aspects of Buddhism and then Indo-European traditions. And you sort of suddenly become embroiled in this long tradition of religious thinking and how it's affected the world, both East and West, and how they are actually connected with karma, karmic debt, reincarnation, some of the Druids believed, all the way over to the Japanese. So I've had to start thinking, and the question often comes up is, why is life so difficult? Why the wars, the hunger, the torture, the horribleness? Then one day I was sat there and I realised everything that is described in all aspects of hell, freezing places, hot places, torturous places, being boiled in oil, having your flesh stripped from you, being torn apart, being thrown off things, basically being sick, ill, drowned, everything that is horrific actually happens on Earth. So it made me think, I was like, imagine if humans were actually already in hell, and me and you, that's you, you're already there. So this raises a few questions, like how are we in hell, and why is it that sometimes it's nice and we have wonderful lives sometimes? Well, you've got to look at this maybe from a more abstract angle, if you like. So imagine that in most religions it says this is not the real you. The real you is the animated, the spirit which animates it, and that real you is a body of light, a being of light, and it goes off somewhere else to another place when you've finished on Earth. So actually, just the mere fact of being shackled into a body which you have to feed, you have to defecate, go, obviously toilet stuff, your teeth fall out, teeth get rotten, your eyes grow dim, your body breaks, you curl over, you're forever trapped inside this and you can't get out. Now, that in itself is a punishment. So you'd say then, well, is it a long time punishment or a short time punishment? Well, I would say length of time is not really appropriate to the crime, whatever you've done up there. The idea is that whatever happens to you on this planet is probably the punishment, or a mixture of time and action. So for example, someone who lives a long life, who's rich, they've got no problems, they have good health all the way through, they're still mired in the fact that they're a being of light and they're trapped in this body and they've got to go through the time. Whereas you get a child who's just born and dies straight away in childbirth, and you're like, well, it could be the fact of like, this is, that one's always been a question to me. What does that actually do? Because technically the spirit would learn and remember. If reincarnation exists, i.e. you get another time in hell, then you don't remember it, but those out there, when you're out there, you remember it. The idea is when your soul leaves your body, it remembers all past lives. And it talks about the Buddha, and the idea of the Buddha actually has understood all of his past lives. And it might be that the Buddha is just actually someone who's finished his final sentence in hell, and he's like, yep, done. So when they say you can go to the Helm realm, the heavenly realm, the animal realm, things like that, maybe we're already in the hell realm. And if you are here for a short life, but you're under servitude, you're a slave, you get, the cruel master whipping you, as many humans have done across all times and all cultures and all creeds. Maybe you're going to be burned to death, you're going to be hanged. So imagine you've done something wrong in the other world, whatever that is, whatever the rules and regulations are there, they've said you've got to go to Earth and you're going to be strangled, you're going to be burned alive, you're going to have this, or you're going to die of cancer, you're going to be ill in your old age, whatever it is, you get shoved into you're going to prison, you go down the chute, born into a body, and you don't remember that, because if you did remember that, you'd be like, oh, I've just got to serve this time on a being that goes on for eons, or I'm without time. Here, this is easy now. So your memories are taken away, and that you're actually just put into this to actually experience it. Reminds me of that Star Trek episode. Do you remember where he goes into prison? He's only there for a minute, but in his head he's 20 years. So the idea is that if he knows throughout all that time in prison that actually there's no time on earth back in his body going, he'd be like, yeah, so what, I'll just sit here for 20 years and have fun. I know full well I've not wasted any life. The point of being stuck for 20 years in prison is that you're wasting your life. So maybe that's why we have no ability to recall our reincarnations. What do you think? And the idea of everything, like from Christianity, Catholicism, like you go to heaven, you go to hell, is just an echo of what we're actually doing. And after you've, and they're saying, well, in hell this happens. Well, actually, that's just an echo of you being in hell, all the way to Buddhism, where it's like you're coming backwards and forwards. Maybe that's, the idea of it. And of course, to be ruled by prisoners. So the idea is everybody gets thrown in hell and it's rule yourselves. And then obviously, normally the most horrible people end up in command. They're obviously usually useless. Powerful people search for power. People who don't want power, not powerful people. People who crave power search for power and become powerful. Whereas people who don't crave power are sort of like, whatever, but then get abused by the powerful, who are not really powerful. They're just elected, within it. So, and then, all the things, I could go on forever, but all the things in life which you would think, that's cruel and horrible, maybe we're already in hell. What do you think? It was just an idea. It's been playing on my mind for a while. The idea that everything in hell is already here, but also not everything in heaven, though. Not everything in heaven is the idea is that you're free from the body, you can move around, you don't need nourishment. But everything from the prospect of hell seems to be here. So there you go, guys. What do you think? From burning Indian women alive on the funeral pyres of their husbands, to being run over, to getting arthritis, to everything, the plague, all of these things. What do you think? Are we in a hell world or not? It's just a video to say, have a think. What do you think? And hopefully you will want to learn more about the way of thinking and the way of maybe pushing your mind into different directions. Do get yourself a copy of this, How to Be a Modern Samurai. 10 Steps to Finding Your Power and Achieving Success by moi, Anthony Cummins. That's me. And I hope, guys, you have a good time. Look forward to your comments below. Let me know what you think.